Last class, we had done about the second part of this chapter, that is evolution. I had given you an introduction of the evolution part. So आज थोड़ा सा उसका एक revision कर लेते हैं and then we will go ahead. So now what we are going to learn in this chapter is about evolution only. Okay, heredity, we have understood what is heredity, what is the transfer of genes, transfer of characters. So now the remaining part of the chapter mostly concentrates on evolution theory. Today, in today's class, we're going to learn about the different proof. Today we are going to learn about different evidences. Okay, जिसके थ्रू पता चला है कि एक्चुअल में इवोल्यूशन हुआ है. See, if there is some theory, तो a scientist or anyone needs to prove it, right? तभी हम उस पर बिलीव कर सकते हैं कि नहीं एक्चुअली ये हुआ है. तो आज हम वही सब थियरीज पढ़ने वाले हैं. There are many theories. We're going to study them one by one to understand that this actually happened. Okay, evolution actually happened and actually happening. तो ये उसके हम एविडेंसेस पढ़ेंगे. उसके पहले I just want to have a small recap of whatever we had done last class. So before starting the slide, I'm going to just give you orally the recap what we had done. Okay, so last class हम लोग ने शुरू किया था evolution. In evolution, we have studied that evolution is nothing but a small change which happens in the organism, and this change does not happen, in one go. It happens very, very, very slowly. It's a very slow process which takes many millions and millions of years. Okay, and this process which happens very slowly, usko hi hum evolution bolte hain, which happens in complete every dimension, matlab physical, mental, genetical, every aspect of the body is completely changed as we go ahead through the time, and it leads to the formation of a completely new species. So this new species have come from the older one. Of course, वो older से आया है तो उसका कुछ तो characters होगा, like the older species, but this is more advanced than the older one. Hence इसको हम लोग एक new species बोलते हैं. And evolution is continuously going on. It never stops. So when life started on Earth, it started as a small single cell in the water. Okay, and that cell was a very primitive cell which did not have that much of different characters, different proteins and all. But as it went ahead, धीरे धीरे उसके genes में भी changes आए. वो यूनिसेल्युलर से मल्टीसेल्युलर बना, वो जो सिंपल उसका बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर था वो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बना. ओके, एंड आफ्टर वाटर इट केम ऑन लैंड एंड इट स्प्रेड एवरीवेयर. तो यही जो एक सिंगल बैक्टीरिया से ह्यूमन का जो इवोल्यूशन हुआ है, इट गोज ऑन एंड ऑन. ओके, तो ये हमने अच्छे से लास्ट क्लास अच्छे से पढ़ा था. एंड देन एट द लास्ट वी हैड डन द डेफिनेशन ऑफ इवोल्यूशन. Okay, now today we are going to learn about the evidences which prove that evolution has actually taken place. So, okay, over here. So this theory of evolution, as you can see, एक single cell organism से कैसे मल्टी सेल ऑर्गेनिजम्स बन रहा है, जो सिंपल सा ऑर्गेनिज्म था वो कैसे कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बन गया है, राइट? एंड यू कैन सी न्यू ऑर्गेनिजम्स, न्यू स्पीशीज आर कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द ओल्डर वन. So these are nothing but a result of evolution. Okay, ultimately resulting and ending into a human being. But as I told you, evolution is still going on, right? And if I say this happens in a due course of time when a unicellular organism is converted into a more complex multicellular organism, okay, and all these changes are slow and gradual, which can take around 300 crore years. Approximate value है. You cannot predict that इतने साल में ही evolution होगा. It's an approximate value. Normally, it is seen that इतना साल लगता है for a change to occur. And now no one has actually sat and saw. But in biology, when you calculate things, it mostly appears to be an approximate value. Okay? And this is a multi-dimensional change. इट्स अ मल्टी डायमेंशनल चेंज, ऑल राउंड चेंज होता है बॉडी के अंदर, विच लीड्स टू द इवोल्यूशन ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स. अल्टीमेटली वी हैव ओवर हियर द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द इवोल्यूशन, थियोरी ऑफ इवोल्यूशन. डेफिनेशन यही है जो मैं लास्ट टाइम बताया था, फिर से एक टाइम बता रही हूँ, इसको बाय हार्ट करना है अच्छे से. ओके, it is the progressive development of plants and animals. When I say progressive, मतलब आगे बढ़ने का. Evolution में always the animal, the plant or any living organism, it is updated, it is going ahead. Okay, most of the time evolution leads to a more better, you can say a better organism. So प्रोग्रेसिव डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स फ्रॉम देयर एंसेस्टर्स. एंसेस्टर्स का मतलब सबको पता होगा, अगर नहीं तो इसका मतलब होता है उसके पूर्वज, उसके फोर फादर्स, जो उसके पहले के जनरेशन वाले थे. ओके, सो फ्रॉम द एंसेस्टर्स हैविंग डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज कॉल्ड एज इवोल्यूशन. So evolution का ultimately मतलब ये है that the organism is developing in a better way. Okay, and the development happens in plants as well as in animals, and this development is completely, as well as it is completely structural and functional. तो वो जो ऑर्गेनिज्म है वो अपने एंसेस्टर से पूरा अलग होगा. इट विल बी स्ट्रक्चरल डिफरेंस एज वेल एज फंक्शनल डिफरेंस, एंड इसको ही हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे, इवोल्यूशन. So this is the definition of evolution, in which there is a development of plants and animals in a good manner, in a better way. Okay. Now we are going to start with the different evidences I just told you हम पढ़ने वाले हैं today. So हम अलग अलग proof पढ़ने वाले हैं which tells that actually evolution हुआ है and actually organisms are connected to each other. Okay, so now what does this say is that, see, we know that evolution is continuously occurring. नए नए जीन्स, अलग अलग स्ट्रक्चर्स के जीन्स बनते हैं जो अलग अलग प्रोटीन्स बनाते हैं. बट देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स विच आर कॉमन, which can never change, which can link us to our ancestors. That is nothing but a proof telling you that you are coming from your ancestors. Okay, there should be a certain bit of connection between the older and the new species. That can only show कि हाँ ये जो नया species है वो पुराने में से ही आया है. या फिर अगर कोई connection ही नहीं रहेगा तो we do not know कि ये new species कहाँ से आया. So hence these evidences which are going to come one by one are going to tell you that in different ways the new species is somewhere connected to the older one. It's somewhere having a common ancestor. Okay, though they are developed, though they are better than the previous one, but still they have certain characters which are also found in the previous ones. Hence it's a proof showing you that these new species have evolved from the older one. Okay, again, last time, there are different evidences which gives you a proof telling you that the new species have been evolved from the older one. And how is that happening? We have different evidences. The first one over here is called morphological evidence. Okay, now when the word comes morphological, उसका मतलब होता है shape and structure. Okay, again repeating, morphological evidence का मतलब होता है shape, structure, the appearance of the organism. उसको हम बोलते हैं morphological. There are the outer as well as the inner appearance of the organism. Okay, so again repeating, morphological evidences, morphological, morphology. Okay, morphology का मतलब होता है the structure, the shape, the appearance of the organism, outer, external as well as internal. यहाँ पे हम external morphological appearance के बारे में देखने वाले हैं. So I hope you understood what is the meaning of the term morphological. Okay, now over here you have three pictures of the different animals. Okay, now you all know what these are. You have to just observe the different characters of these organisms. So as I'm going to give you the point, you need to just observe the different characters. You're going to find something which is common in all the three of them. And as the common thing appears, इससे पता चलता है कि though these three organisms, they are different, okay, but somewhere they do have a common connection. Though they are three different species, still they have a common connection, they have a common ancestor. मतलब उनका जो भले वो कितना भी पुराना ancestor क्यों ना हो, but वो common है. This shows that they have been evolved from a common ancestor. Okay, let's see the characters and then we'll discuss it again. So the first one over here, there are various similarities in these three animals. The first one you can see is the structure of the mouth. So as you can see the structure of the mouth, okay, you can see somewhat the structure of the mouth are similar. Okay, second, you can see the position of the eyes. The eyes are always, present on the opposite side of the nose, on the opposite sides, right? You can see opposite side of the nose. So this is the position of the eyes of each animal in the picture. Okay, you can find these similarities. Third similarity you can find over here is the structure of the nostrils. Now what is the nostril? नोज के अंदर जो होल्स है जिसके थ्रू ब्रीदिंग होता है पॉसिबल, उसको नॉस्ट्रिल्स बोलते हैं. सो the holes present in the nose, there are two holes that are said to be nostrils. Okay, if I zoom this, you can somewhere find the nose over here. So this is the nostril, this is the shape, the position of the nostrils of the animals, right? You can see somewhat, see the word is similar, not same. So somewhat they are similar to each other. The shape is somewhat similar to each other. Okay, after that you have a ear pinna. Ear pinna is this part. Okay, the external part of the ear is said to be the ear pinna. Even we have a ear pinna, yeah. So this is the external part of the ear is said to be the ear pinna. So you can see uska jo location hai, uska jo arrangement hai, okay, how it is. This is also a similarity which you can see. There are 4 similarities found yet. The first one is the structure of the mouth, right? Sabka structure dekh lo mouth ka. After that, you have the position of the eyes on the opposite side of the nose, each on the opposite side. And then you have the nostril, the hole present in the nose, uska bhi structure somewhat similar hai. And ultimately you have ear pinna. Okay, ear pinna is nothing but the external part of the ear. तो ये सब स्ट्रक्चर्स उसके सिमिलर है. Okay, and even the thickly distributed hairs on the body, these all are mammals. So उनके स्किन पे बहुत सारे hairs है, राइट? तो जो उनका स्किन का जो हेयर्स है जो पूरे बॉडी में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, ओके, इवन दैट गिव्स अ सिमिलर एग्जांपल ऑफ मॉर्फोलॉजिकल एविडेंस. सो दो these three belong to different species, still they have many similarities, right? They have many structural similarities, and when the word comes structural, it means morphological. So hence I can say from this evidences that though they are from different species, okay, they have similarities in characters. Are you getting me? Right? ये हुआ animals. अगर हम plants की बात करें, यहाँ पे you have different characters of plants as well. The first one is leaf shape. Second one is leaf venation. And the third one is leaf petiole. So you have example of 3 plants over here. Just concentrate on the leaf part, okay? So when you concentrate on the leaf part, you can see the shape of the leaf. This is the first similarity. Somewhat the shape of the leaf somewhat is similar, right? Though they are of different species, still उनका leaf somewhat उसका shape similar है. थोड़ा सा तो of course change होगा ही, but somewhat they are similar. अगर हम second बात करें leaf venation. Now what is the meaning of leaf venation? If you can look at this leaf very clearly, तुम्हें बीच में ऐसे lines दिख रहे होंगे. Yeah, there are lines over here as well as over here. These lines are said to be venation. Okay, so leaf venation का मतलब होता है the veins. Veins मतलब the lines which you find in the leaves. Okay, so this is the leaf venation of every leaf. Okay, even यहाँ पे भी तुम्हें दिख रहा है वो कैसा है. Even here, if you can see over here the venation. इसमें इतना clear नहीं है, but इन दोनों में तुम्हें अच्छे से दिख रहा है the leaf venation. So the leaf venation is also somewhat similar. They have a central venation, thick venation, central thick venation, and then they have the different lines going everywhere. Okay, so these are the different way. The central midrib जैसा thick होता है, and then you can see the small venation coming out from the central midrib. Okay, is it clear till here? So hence if you look at any evidences, अगर मैं animals की बात करूँ या फिर मैं plants की बात करूँ, okay, दोनों में अलग अलग species होने के बावजूद still they have certain similarities. The last one over here is the leaf petiole. The leaf petiole is the place, is the point from which the leaf is attached to the branch. So this is said to be the leaf petiole. Okay, the leaf petiole is from where you hold the leaf. It is attached, it is the attachment of the leaf to the stem or to the branch. So hence this is the leaf petiole. Even the leaf petiole has the same structure over here. You can see everywhere, you can see the leaf petiole. Okay, तो ये मैं plants की बात कर रही हूँ. ऊपर animals से दोनों में you could easily find out that there were, though they are from different species, there were different characters which were very much similar in each from each other. Okay, तो इसको ही हम बोलते हैं the morphological evidence. So last time students, when the word comes morphological evidence, morphology का मतलब होता है the shape, the structure, the, you can say the feature of the organism, external as well as internal. Normally it goes for the shape and the structure. So if I tell you morphology, it means the shape and the structure of the organism. And यहाँ पे, as I showed you different examples of animals and plants, you could easily find out that there were many characters which were having similar appearances, okay, in plants as well as in animals. So though the plants and animals are having different species, okay, animals में भी अलग अलग species है, plants में भी अलग अलग species है, but still there are common features, there are characters which are somewhat similar to each other. And this shows that though they are right now different species, but they do belong to a common ancestor. And because of they belong to the common ancestor, they have certain common features or certain common characters. Okay, so hence over here, this indicates that there are some similarities in those groups, and hence it proves that their origin must be same, means they have a common ancestor. So from this evidence, slightly we are convinced that they have a common ancestor. They have all evolved from the common ancestor. ठीक है? This was the first evidence, morphological evidence. Let's go ahead. The next evidence over here, okay, which will help to increase our belief in evolution, which is the anatomical evidences. Now, when the word comes anatomy, anatomy is the internal structure of the organism. मॉर्फोलॉजी में हम लोग ने नॉर्मली हम जो देखा था वो हम लोग ने बाहर का स्ट्रक्चर देखा, राइट, उसका आईज का या फिर उसके ईयर्स का जो पिन्ना है उसका शेप देखा, नॉस्ट्रिल्स का शेप देखा. यहाँ पे एनाटॉमी में वी गोइंग टू सी द इनर पार्ट, the inner organization of the structures. So when the word comes anatomy, it means the internal structure of the organism. So again, anatomy is the internal structure of the organism. Okay. अगर मैं यहाँ पे देख रही हूँ, okay, you can see the image over here. There are 4 different structures of 4 different animals. The first one is the hand of a human. The second one is the forelimb of a cat. The third one is the flipper of a whale, and the last is the wing of a bat. Okay, so you have different 4 animals over here, and उनका बाहर का नहीं, उनका अंदर का structure दिखाया है. And as the word says internal structure, it means the anatomy. So as you can look at the anatomy very clearly, you can see the arrangement of the bones over here. The arrangement of the bones somewhat are similar. Okay, again the word is similar. So arrangement of the bone is similar to each other. If I show how, let's take an example over here. Humans में अगर तुम यहाँ पे देखोगे, there are डिजिट्स, डिजिट्स का मतलब होता है फिंगर्स, so you can see that total मिला के 5 digits, right? The bones are arranged that way to make 5 digits, right? अगर मैं बैट की बात करूं तो इवन यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 5 डिजिट्स, डिजिट्स मतलब फिंगर्स, ओके? यहाँ पे 5 बोन्स है, बाहर का भले शेप कैसा भी हो, अंदर का स्ट्रक्चर देखो तुम। अगर मैं व्हेल की बात करूं तो somewhat you can see the similarity, right? It is one is fused and the other are 4 over here. And in cat also has the 5 digit but they are fused together, okay? So hence ultimately you can see that यहाँ पे देखो नीचे एंड में यहाँ पे दिख रहा है डिफरेंट है, okay? So ultimately you can see human है, cat है, whale है कि bat है, all are different animals, all have different work. ह्यूमंस का बात करें तो हाथ अलग अलग काम के लिए यूज होता है, द कैट का जो 4 लिम्ब है आगे के वो वॉक करने के लिए यूज होता है, वेल का अगर मैं फ्लिपर बात करूं तो स्विमिंग के लिए, एंड बैट का देखा जाए तो फ्लाइंग के लिए। स्टिल उनका फंक्शंस अलग होने के बावजूद उनके अंदर के जो बोन के स्ट्रक्चर्स है दे आर समवॉट सिमिलर टू ईच अदर, सो हेंस उनका अंदर का एनाटॉमी जो है, द बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर, द एनाटॉमिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑफ द बॉडी इज सिमिलर. So again, this also shows the same thing, the anatomical evidence that though their functions are different, the species are different, their anatomy is somewhat similar. Okay, so as you can see over here, there is similarity in the structure of the bones and the bony joints and organs of each of these animals. Okay, and you can see that this similarity indicates that these animals may have a common ancestor. So this is the second evidence which again shows that there are common ancestors between these animals as well. Again, if I repeat this part very clearly, anatomy का मतलब होता है the internal structure of the organism, okay? एंड यहाँ पे मैंने तुम्हें ये एग्जाम्पल दिया है ऑफ द डिफरेंट 4 एनिमल्स, उनका अंदर का तुम्हें बोन का स्ट्रक्चर दिख रहा है इजीली. So you have 4 different animals having different species, having different functions, but still उनका जो अंदर का बोनी स्ट्रक्चर है that is somewhat similar to each other. So as these bony structures are similar to each other, okay, you can say that still they have a common ancestor and they have evolved from that common ancestor. Okay, this is the second anatomical evidences. We are done with the two evidences showing evolution. The third one, okay, a very important one because बहुत बार इसके ऊपर questions आए हैं, उसका नाम है vestigial organs. So just make it important, okay, and try to understand it perfectly. बहुत सारे questions कभी कभी आते हैं examples के form में या फिर write a short note के form में. So what are vestigial organs? Let us understand that. The degenerated or underdeveloped useless organ of the organism are said to be vestigial organ. So let us break the sentence. When the word comes degenerated, मतलब जो धीरे धीरे कम हो रहा है, जिसका कुछ यूज नहीं है बॉडी के अंदर. फर्स्ट इट वाज इन प्रॉपर शेप, नाउ उसका साइज शेप धीरे धीरे कम होते जा रहा है, उसको हम बोलते हैं degenerated. To degenerate, to reduce in size, okay, to become smaller. Other than you have underdeveloped, which has not been developed properly. पहला वाला क्या है, धीरे धीरे वो कम हो रहा है, degenerate हो रहा है. Underdeveloped का मतलब होता है जो बराबर से डेवलप ही नहीं हुआ. Ultimately it's a useless organ, मतलब बॉडी को इस ऑर्गन का कुछ काम नहीं है. Okay, this useless organ of the organism are said to be vestigial organ. तो vestigial organ का short form अगर मैं बोलूं तो इसका मतलब होता है useless organs. The organs of the body which are of no use. They see we have many organs, many shapes, many muscles in the body. But every organ, every muscle is not useful for the body. Okay, so these organs, these muscles which are useless, which has no function in the body, ऐसे organs को या ऐसे muscles को हम बोलते हैं vestigial. सो वेस्टिजियल का मतलब होता है यूजलेस. ओके. अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो अगर एक ऑर्गेनिज्म में, एक स्पीशीज में अगर वो यूजलेस है तो दूसरे स्पीशीज में भी यूजलेस होगा. नो, दैट इज नॉट द वे. If one of the species has a vestigial organ which is useless for that particular species, maybe the same organ is useful for another species. Okay, are you getting me? Again I'm repeating. Okay, if one of the species have a vestigial organ which is useless for them, maybe the same organ in another species is useful. So वो उनके लिए वेस्टिजियल नहीं है, बट जो स्पीशीज में वो यूजलेस है उनके लिए वो क्या हो जाएगा, वेस्टिजियल. So let's take some examples you'll come to know. The existing organs undergo gradual changes, and these changes can lead to different structures. Okay, so the same structures can become very very useless or harmful in different situations. See, I have told you about evolution. जब हम एप्स थे तब कंडीशंस अलग था, तब रिक्वायरमेंट अलग था. बाद में हम एप से धीरे धीरे ह्यूमंस बने, सिविलाइज्ड बने. ओके, सो नाउ वी हैव डिफरेंट कंडीशन, डिफरेंट सिचुएशन. So now in this situation, there are certain organs which were useful earlier when we were apes, but now it is useless. तो ऐसे organ को भी हम क्या बोलेंगे, vestigial. अगर मैं बात करूं, there's an organ called as appendix, which is present in the large intestine of the digestive system. The appendix was earlier useful, okay, in during the ape time, or you can say because वहां पे appendix was useful to digest the hard part of the fruits and vegetables which we used to eat raw. हम जो raw food खाते थे तो वो उसके लिए help करता था, डाइजेशन के लिए. नाउ वी डू नॉट ईट दैट मच ऑफ रॉ. अगर हम कुछ रॉ खाएंगे भी तो वो सॉफ्ट पार्ट होगा, लाइक फ्रूट्स रॉ खा सकते हैं, और वो पहले से इतना सॉफ्ट होता है कि इतना हार्ड डाइजेशन की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. ओके, एंड जो थोड़ा सा यू कैन से हार्ड होता है उसको हम लोग बॉईल करके या फिर कुक करके खाते हैं. सो हेंस नाउअडेज अपेंडिक्स इज ऑफ नो यूज. सो अर्लियर there was a different situation, hence we were using it. Now the situation has been changed, so now the organ has become useless. So as the organ has become useless, usko hum log kya bolenge, vestigial. Okay, so if you can see over here, this is the appendix. Okay, it's over here, situated over here. तो इसको अगर zoom किया तो ये है. उसके ऊपर का जो पार्ट है सीकम, cecum and appendix both are useful earlier in the digestion process of the hard material of fruits and vegetables or other part जो भी हम लोग खाते थे, raw part. But now we don't eat raw. Okay, so hence now they are not useful for us. So now they have become vestigial. Are we clear? So this happens accordingly as the situation will change. Organs can become vestigial because they are no longer required in the body. And this also occurs because of something called as natural selection. So धीरे धीरे as the organism is evolving, naturally the organs which are of no use, which are useless, they turn out to be vestigial. Okay, but even this process requires thousands of years. ऐसा नहीं कि फटाक से हो जाएगा. As the organism is evolving, धीरे धीरे some of the organs which becomes less useful and ultimately useless will turn out to be vestigial. Again, naturally this happens over thousands of years. But remember that such organs, though they are non-functional in certain organism, it may be functional in other organism. Okay, ये मैंने पहले ही तुम्हें बता दिया कि भले वो एक particular स्पीशीज में नॉन फंक्शनल है, वेस्टिजियल है, बट मे बी वो डिफरेंट स्पीशीज में वेस्टिजियल ना हो. इट मे बी यूजफुल. इफ आई से अबाउट अपेंडिक्स, स्टिल देयर आर मेनी एनिमल्स हु ईट रॉ, तो उनके लिए अपेंडिक्स एंड सीकम आर स्टिल यूजफुल ऑर्गन्स, बट हमारे लिए अब वो हो गया है वेस्टिजियल. ओके, सो दिस इज अबाउट द वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन. वेस्टिजियल का मतलब ही होता है the degenerated or underdeveloped useless organs of organism. ओके उसको ही हम बोलते हैं वेस्टिजियल, जो अब बॉडी के लिए कुछ यूज का नहीं है, बिकॉज अब उसको, अब बॉडी में वो ऑर्गन का कोई फंक्शन नहीं है। पहले अर्लियर it was the function was there, but as evolution occurred, now it is useless. Okay, and there are different organisms which you can see. The first one over here is appendix. The second one is coccyx. The tailbone, another name of coccyx is the tailbone, so this is the coccyx. Okay, you can see over here. Even that is not a requirement because पहले tail था तो tailbone भी था. Now there is no tail, so tailbone has been completely shrunk. अब छोटा सा उसका पार्ट रह गया है बॉडी के अंदर, of no use. Okay, third one you have over here is the muscles of the ear pinna. So this is the external ear. मैंने उसको बोला था उसको पिन्ना बोलते हैं. Okay, और ये उसके muscles है. These muscles are used for the movement of the pinna. In other animals, अगर मैं बात करूँ elephant, they can move their pinna on their own. But humans में ये बहुत कम लोग कर सकते हैं. So this muscles जो होते हैं, जो ear के पिन्ना के ऊपर है, साइड में है, ये सब muscles जो है, these are useless because they cannot move the pinna now in humans. Okay, and then you have the wisdom teeth. Right, and the last over here you have the hairs. Even the hairs do not have that much of function. So these are the different vestigial organs. Okay, so students, I hope ये तीन evidences अच्छे समझ में आ गया हो. I am stopping the session today. So if you have any doubts, we can solve them one by one. To other organism, but they have been adapted to a different situation. Okay, तो इसलिए उनका जो बॉडी का स्ट्रक्चर है वो सिमिलर है, नॉट सेम, बिकॉज दे आर लिविंग इन अ डिफरेंट एनवायरमेंट, सो दे हैव टू अडेप्ट देमसेल्फ टू द सेम एनवायरमेंट. तो इसलिए उनके बोन्स में उसके थोड़े से स्ट्रक्चर में चेंजेस आए हैं. ओके, उसके बाद Okay, students, when you're writing a doubt, please वो perfectly sentence में लिखो. If you write it between कुछ भी एक word लिखोगे तो नहीं समझ में आएगा तुम क्या पूछना चाहते हो. So complete the sentence properly so I can understand what you're trying to ask me. Tonsil is not a vestigial organ. Tonsil is a very important part. Okay, it helps to fight against germs. Okay, so it is very important in immunity. So tonsils are not vestigial. Yes, when we see humans use more brain, that is the reason humans have a developed brain as compared to other animals. Okay, that is the speciality of humans. That's human का जो brain skills है, it is more developed. The reason behind that is because we are using it more in different aspect, in different fields. So of course, अगर तुम उसको ज़्यादा use करोगे, तो of course it's going to develop, it's going to enhance more. Okay, the word is vermiform appendix. For the word appendix, वो vermiform इसलिए दिया गया है because if you look at the appendix, वो थोड़ा सा worm की तरह दिखता है. It looks, the structure somewhat looks like a small worm. Hence the name has been given like vermiform appendix. कुछ connection नहीं है worm का और appendix का. The only thing is that the appendix का जो structure है, it somewhat looks like a worm. Hence इसको नाम दे दिया vermiform appendix. Okay, now the appendix is a vestigial organ, but that does not mean कि वो हमारे body का part नहीं है. Now there is a disease called as, there is not a disease, there is a problem called as appendicitis, जहाँ पे वो appendix सूज जाता है, पूरा swollen हो जाता है. And if you do not remove it out, it's going to burst, causing internal bleeding. That is the reason we need to do the operation. Okay, but even if you remove the appendix out, देयर इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी एनी चेंज इन द बॉडी बिकॉज उसका कोई फंक्शन नहीं है बॉडी के अंदर. ह्यूमन टेल वी कांट से इट्स अ वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन बिकॉज ह्यूमन के पास टेल है ही नहीं. ये वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन का मतलब क्या होता है, जो ऑर्गन्स ह्यूमंस के पास है, ऑर्गेनिज्म के पास है बट स्टिल उसका कुछ यूज नहीं है, उनको हम वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन्स बोलते हैं. Okay, earlier, see, as I told you, evolution क्यों होता है? Because there is a change in the environment, you need to adapt to the environment, right? तो अभी पहले monkeys को, अभी monkeys को tail क्यों चाहिए? They need it for swinging from one tree to another. We don't live on trees, we do not require tail. So जैसे हमारा situation change हुआ, tail was no longer used, तो hence उसको धीरे धीरे evolution ने बाहर निकाल दिया. Yes, there is another vestigial organ जो मैं तुम्हें और in detail पढ़ाने वाली हूँ. That is the inside corner of the eye, which one student have told me. But वो मैं तुम्हें अच्छे से next class में पढ़ाऊंगी. And yes, some students, some people can move the ear pinna up to a limit. So I just told you that most of the time this ear pinna का जो muscles है, it is vestigial because every human cannot move it. In some, it is possible कि slight movement हो सकता है. अगर मैं हेयर की बात करूं, मैं ना व्हेन द वर्ड कम्स वेस्टिजियल ऑर्गन, उसका मतलब स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गन ही नहीं होता. इट मींस एनी पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी विच इज यूजलेस, जिसमें टीथ भी आता है, हेयर्स भी आते हैं, मसल्स भी आता है. सो दो हेयर इज नॉट एन ऑर्गन, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, हेंस इट्स अ वेस्टिजियल बिकॉज उसका कुछ फिलहाल के लिए इतना यूज नहीं है. एंड विजडम टीथ अगेन, अर्लियर एप्स के टाइम पे द jaw section of the apes were bigger, so they required more amount of teeth for eating the raw को चबाने के लिए ज्यादा sets of teeth चाहिए. Okay, but now as evolution has happened, adaptation नया हो गया है, हमारा जो jaw size है वो भी कम हो गया है, एंड इसलिए विजडम टीथ का रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है. विजडम टीथ आर द लास्ट टीथ जो आते हैं, जो अपीयर होते हैं, बट नाउ दे आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज हम इतना रॉ फूड खाते नहीं है, वी कुक एंड ईट इट. एंड सेकेंडली जॉ साइज कम हो गया है, सो नाउ व्हेन दे कम they do not have the place to grow, hence they will grow in a slant way which can cause pain, and then ultimately you have to remove the wisdom teeth. ruminants का मतलब होता है जो पुराने टाइप्स के हैं, ओल्ड टाइप्स. एंड अनदर रूमिनेंट्स मतलब जो यू नो जैसे एनिमल्स है जो ग्रास ईटिंग है, राइट, ग्रास ईटिंग एनिमल्स. Again repeating for the student, ear pinna, the external ear is set, the उसका जो बाहर का जो section है उसको हम लोग pinna बोलते हैं. Normally other animals can move the pinna on its own because they have that particular muscles, but हमारे body में वो muscles होने के बावजूद भी it is not useful, it is useless, hence the muscles of the ear pinna, not the ear pinna, the muscles of the ear pinna are vestigial. एनाटॉमिकल एविडेंसेस का मतलब होता है द इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर.